Juventini, welcome back to the All Juve Cast channel where it's all Juve all the time. I'm Alberto and here's Anthony, and we are going to cover one of the wildest Mondays I've experienced in a long time. And
Is
that's
today
right.
Monday? I don't
We
remember.
go from doing the podcast,
Yep.
covering one of the most dull
Terrible.
rivalry matches between
Mhm.
Milan and Juventus. Very, very frustrating day for Juventini trying to talk about that match and cover it. And we're all, up in arms about it. And then all of a sudden, things come
Boom.
to life and our spirits are picked up. And the track for Vlahovic becomes extremely hot. And we covered this thing on the Twitter. If you're not following us on Twitter, make sure you do so at All Juvecast, because our boys are on it, and they were following this thing nonstop all day. Okay, and it kicked off with some news, basically, in regards to Vlahovic, saying that he turned down a move to Arsenal, and this was coming from one of the big guns, Nico Scheer. Okay, then all of a sudden, you have it even picking up a little further with the sporting director from Fiorentina, Prade, saying we are willing to sell Vlahovic in January because we cannot risk losing him for free. The doors are open, including for Juventus.
Absolutely wild, man. Like even before that, even before. Okay, so I was on the show this morning, which was what, 14 hours ago. So it's the same day. And I'm not wearing a robe. You thought I was wearing a robe. This is an actual sweater. I'm not in my robe, but it is late. We're recording this late, trying to get this out to the people. So even before that, Romeo Gresti said, I don't have signals on Vlahovic yet. So that was 10 hours from now. So that's midday Monday. So again, coming off the dull show, well, we did a pretty good show. I thought we did okay.
It's tough to cover those ones, but the show was still great.
Who cares? You want to know something?
A lot of good feedback. The nice thing was that it was contrasting opinions. But we did talk about Vlahovic in this one. So it was interesting because we brought him up and we said, what's the biggest impact for this team? Does Vlahovic come in and make an immediate impact? We're not going to get into everybody's opinion. If you want to hear what we said about that, you got to go over to that show and check it out. But you're right. In comes Romeo, and we're all eyes are on guys like Romeo, Mirko, Nico, Scheer and stuff. And then all of a sudden they start to get active because they've been pretty quiet during this time. I think I even said it on the show. Let's wait for some of these guys to get in here before I get my hopes up. That's what I've been saying for weeks now. I want to wait for some of these guys start weighing in. Well, there you go. It starts there. Romeo's like, I don't have anything yet. Okay. But Nico Scheer comes in saying that, he's turned down Arsenal. Mirko Di Natale was on our show not too long ago saying that it was done and there was an agreement there between Juventus and Dusan Vlahovic, and it's been there for a while, and he stayed strong to his word, Mirko, the whole way through, saying that he wants Juve. Mirko was one of three guys that were out there saying he wants Juve.
But then he was saying the summer. Mirko was saying summertime, though.
But Mirko said his destination, he wants Juventus.
Correct.
And he stayed true to that the whole way. He said Vlahovic's first priority is Juventus. And he did say back in October there was a deal done and they had an agreement between club and player.
And anybody watching this, if you see us looking down, it's because we're actually trying to put together the timeline for you for a one-stop shop. What happened on Monday? Hey, I need to catch up. We're trying to put this all together for you.
Yeah.
So we are not prepping for this. You're watching us kind of live put this together. So I'll keep it going.
This is raw. Yeah, this is raw. So then we have Mirko Di Natale coming in here right after the news of the sporting director from Fiorentina saying that the door is basically wide open for Juventus. And then Mirko Di Natale coming in here saying it's a long time until the 31st and anything can happen, and keep your eyes out on this Vlahovic thing. Then
unbelievable.
Then you have Albanese, Giovanni Albanese, another big name there. And he says it's Vlahovic who chooses his next destination. Juventus is at the top of the list. He says Fiorentina wants to monetize as much as possible and understands that doing so in this mercado is more convenient for everyone involved.
Weird.
So very interesting things.
Yeah.
Interesting things.
Yep.
An hour later, the bomb of the day I was stunned. I was at work and I saw this update and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. This is a fake account. This is not real. Romeo Agresti, Juventus are going to make an offer for Vlahovic in the coming hours. Absolute bombshell. What goes through your mind when you see that? I honestly, again, I thought it was fake. I was like, this is a fake account. People are starting to take advantage now. No, it was him. He's saying it. They're readying an offer. And when Romeo says it, Romeo's news, he doesn't give you a whole lot out of the gate and beforehand. Right. When it gets to him, it's real deal. Like he's pretty much, it's confirmed.
Right. Poor Al. Poor Al, you're at work. So the team was trying to run the account. We're trying to get as much news out to the people. I thought we did a pretty good job today. We're trying to keep people updated, trying to make all UVcast a one-stop shop for everybody. But we might have missed one or two, but I think we caught all of it because it was once about 5 p.m. Eastern, maybe about 2 p.m. your time, 6 p.m. Eastern. So 11, 12 p.m. In Italy. It was coming out like bang. Like the news was coming out fast.
It was a whirlwind today. It was an absolute whirlwind for the news. How you guys stayed on track was wild to me. Impressive work by the guys.
Took 3 of us.
And then you have, again, the sporting director that we are willing to sit down at the table to understand what Vlahovic wants and what his agents wants. We cannot afford to lose him for free. Again, reiterating, somebody needs to come out and get him. They're totally open to it. And then, it continues and you start talking about, what's this mean? What's this mean to Juventus and everything? What's the sum? And Romeo starts to answer that too. The sum, we know that Fiorentina wants 70 million. Okay. But the sum, Romeo believed, additionally, this is 2 hours after reporting that they are going to make an offer. He says the sum he believes is going to be around 60 million euros. Okay. So he comes out with that. Rudy Galletti also comes out with the news that Juventus have made their first offer, which is close to the 60 million euro mark, a little bit less than what Fiorentina is requesting. Again, we can take that opportunity. And the reason is because the players will. We saw that with Sassuolo, Locatelli. We saw it Federico Chiesa, and even Rocco Gomeso for everything he wants to say and wants to do in regards to Juventus. You cannot stop history, my friend. You guys are our feeders. He's coming. Vlahovic is coming. So
I'm sorry, but the one thing to kind of put in there are numbers out there. I've also seen 67 million. So 60, 67, it's in that range, which we'll get to that number. Like that.
And in the timeline,
that's a great number.
It changes too, because then it gets over to there and whatnot. And then Romeo starts to give you a little more. Morata back on track to go to Barcelona. Should Vlahovic comes in.
Okay. Another big bomb there. Yep.
Morata going to be on his way out. Then the big question was, well, what does this mean in terms of Dybala? Then you get another bomb that says Romeo Agresti again saying that the Vlahovic deal doesn't affect Dybala's contract renewal whatsoever. Perfect. And that was the second massive bomb because everybody's thinking it's one or the other.
No.
Apparently, no. We're going to have Dybala. We're going to have Vlahovic. And we're cooking. We're cooking.
We'll get to the Dybala thing. We'll put Dybala to the side.
That pretty much is the timeline on what went down today. And again, like my DMs, we're going nuts. Everybody's reaching out like, what is happening? Are we actually going to land this guy? Look, we stand behind our commitment. And we said I had no intention of giving away a free kit, okay, because we've given away so many already. But I might have to because I said if Dusan Vlahovic comes in this window, because I was so doubting it so much, we would give away a free new home kit with Vlahovic on back. We might have to do that, Anthony. This is wild. This might happen.
You better put that on. Okay, now. Let's just pump the brakes for a second. You and I have come on these It's late, dude. You and I have come on these airwaves, and we've said there is zero chance of Vlahovic coming in January. There's no chance. Our friend KM listener comes on every show. He's been like the number one advocate for Vlahovic coming. He's gonna be coming, and we've kind of pushed him off. Great listener, good human being. Don't even know if it's a man or woman. Doesn't matter. You love who you love, but he's a great show. He's a great advocate for the show, but we've always told him it's not happening. But guess what? He might be right, Al.
This is a scenario I can't wait to be wrong on. I cannot wait to be wrong on. Now,
that's all you can say.
Dybala sticks around. Massive news. If true, again, coming from Romeo, you gotta believe it. But Dybala staying, Vlahovic coming in. My one concern I would have about this scenario, the only thing, is that we don't get stuck having to move guys in the summer.
Okay, let's just
right now.
Hang on.
You know,
let's just make the assumption. I think it's pretty safe, but we'll make the assumption that Vlahovic is coming in 67 million, whatever it is.
Yes.
Okay, where do we want to start? You want to start with Dybala?
Okay, let's put it this way. They have to wrap this up. They can't let this go slide now, can they?
No.
Yeah, they pretty much have to seal this thing right now.
Right.
It's there for the
storm the barn.
The players there. You have to get in there. You have to find a way to get it done right now. And it looks like the team is. And I mean, they're not far off the 70 million mark. So if Romeo's saying it's 60 and then after you hear 67, we're right in there. And some way, somehow we have this money. Do it. Get it done. And we'll deal with the rest later. I usually, like I've been saying for a while now, like maybe spread the money out, maybe do whatever. But I think
when it's here
right there for the taken, you just gotta bring them in. If it's right there for us and the number's not going to be astronomical, not going to be carrying over there, that is a really good number to bring in Vlahovic. The salary is beautiful too. At 6 million plus bonus or 7 million plus like a bonus that increases as the years in the contract goes up, but that's still a good number for this guy. We've been raving about Juve trying to bring in a young, talented, deadly elite player at the prime, like at the beginning of his career, and stop getting them in the later years. This is the deal everybody's been asking for. And if they pull this off and they get this thing done, plus the deal for Locatelli, we have to start giving a lot of credit to Cherubini and even Arriva Bene, because these guys have been taking heat for stuff that they've had nothing to do with. So this is going to change them in a lot of fans' eyes, and it really, really should. This is massive. This is massive. Now we have to get to the other big question that everybody has is what's the impact on this current Juve squad? Basically, hypothetically, Vlahovic and Morata out. You still have people saying that based on what they saw, and I kind of understand it against Milan, there's still going to be issues. It's not the be-all, end-all. He's not the savior, but he makes a big difference, no doubt.
Difference.
How big of an impact do you expect from Vlahovic with this signing and Morata going out?
Okay. I said on the show this morning that the midfielders look at their striker and they see Morata and they're like, you take that 9 out and you put this 9 in. I think the attitude, like I said this morning, the attitude of this team, I think will change because now you have a guy. You have the guy. And you look around, the players are going to look around, you see number 27 back there, who should be number 8 next year. You got De Ligt, you have Chiesa, and then you have this guy. And then guess what? Dybala's contract is getting re-signed. He's getting extended. That's going to happen. All indication, all through November and December, Mirko, Romeo, they're all saying there's no issues with the Dybala contract. Now you have, what's that? 5. You have your core of 5 guys. You have Tech in the back. You have Bonucci another couple of years. You have Danilo who's hanging on. That's the start of something. Now you're not going to lose De Ligt in the summer because De Ligt sees this guy come in, game changer. So I think this is going to. You're going to see guys going to want to stay to say, wow, they went Juventus. These guys, Arriva Bene and these guys are serious. They went and they pulled the trigger on this guy in January, which we never make deals in January ever.
That's right.
Ever.
That's why I just couldn't see it coming. That's another reason I just couldn't see it coming. And a lot of Juventini that have been, supporting this team for a long time were saying the same thing. Like, when have we ever done this? Like in January, like we're not that team. And everybody was planning for the big splashes coming in the summer or whatnot. Mm-hmm. And here we go. Lo and behold, a frustrating draw in Milan that leaves us with 0 attempts on target. And then all of a sudden, you know what? Go out and get your man. We're not going through matches, not having any shots on target. I like it. Let's do it. Dybala staying 2. Let's go.
Okay, let's get on the Dybala thing for a second. I put the tweet out there, and it for me the Dybala thing now makes sense. You have what I think, and this is all hypothetical because I have no idea, but I think what happened in October, November was the team and the players said we need to make some moves in January, and then the news came out that they were going to postpone the signing till February, which makes sense. It's after the January transfer window. It makes sense for the team and the player to say, we got everything signed. I think there's some imaging rights, just small stuff that they can figure out later. I think they were waiting for this January. I think they were going for Skamaka first or Cardi. I think they were going for a striker. And I think Dybala was waiting, being a good soldier, say, I'll wait till February to fine tune their deal if needed. I think they knew that they were going to be going after a big fish, but they just didn't release it. I think they were going after Vlahovic the whole time because there was smoke in October about this.
Well, it's interesting because even with the news broke out today about actually yesterday about Azmoun taking his free leave at the end of the season.
Where do you go? Bayern? Leverkusen?
Then you have and then you have today Martial going on loan, and that deal getting wrapped up to Sevilla. So, and then all of a sudden, this all happens, and then the news breaks out on Juve and Vlahovic. So can't help but wonder that these guys were, maybe sticking around trying to see, because you heard that the players wanted Juve, you heard that Martial wanted Juve, and that it was going both ways, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, we're going Vlahovic. And Romeo actually said it today. He said, I think Juve were looking at Azmoun, they were looking at Martial, and then they're like, well, we can get Vlahovic.
But doesn't it make sense?
It's just like, how is that even a discussion? Like, I mean, if you knew you could get Vlahovic, why on earth are you even entertaining the other stuff? So the whole thing was kind of funny, and it's just like they had to sit down in a room to say that. No, I don't think it was like that. I think you're right, and I think the whole time, I think they were trying to cover their bases, but I think the biggest thing was getting Fiorentina to open up. And I think the biggest thing was, what I take out of all of this was when our Dusan Vlahovic, I think, finally put his foot down and said no to any other club, because it didn't really pick up or catch steam until you started hearing the words of Fiorentina's sporting director, which was, what did he start saying within the past 4 days? He started saying things like, hey, we're trying to talk to teams, but it takes the player and his agent to talk to, and they're not saying anything.
They're not returning our calls.
Shows that the entire time the will of the player has been Juventus. Vlahovic wants to come. I'm buying a kid. Let's go. Let's go.
Hang on. Let's not. Remember, you have little ones at home. Let's not be charging extra stuff to the credit card quite yet. Let's just pump the brakes. But hindsight's 2020, my friend, when you look at all the pieces, the Dybala delay, the strikers, okay, we're going for a striker, and then other strikers kind of fall through. You hear there's smoke on the Fiorentina side, and then everything kind of starts falling into place today. 2 strikers go down today, Azmoun, Martial. And then all of a sudden, this news comes out of Fiorentina with the sporting director saying Juventus is there. I think Juventus and Fiorentina had conversations the whole time at a number. There was like a $70 or $80 million number, and Juventus was probably keeping them on the line, keeping them on speed dial, like the red Batman phone, saying, okay, give us a minute. We're going to deal with these other guys. And then as they started to get knocked off, and Dybala's over there on the side, as they started to get knocked off, the strikers, boom, they're gone. Back on the phone with Fiorentina. What's the number? 65. Let's work. I think this is getting done. I think it's getting done.
I think at this point,
67 million.
I think at this point it can't not
let it go
through.
Yeah,
like it just can't not go through. So this is wild. This has absolutely been a wild day. Juventini, I hope you're all getting jacked up. I know I'm gonna have trouble sleeping tonight. I'm gonna probably be glued to the phone checking for more updates. Again, you guys, we're doing everything we can, and we've changed things up and shifted it on the Twitter page to keep you up to speed and up to date on the news. So make sure you get over there and follow us at All Juvecast. And again, don't worry, we'll be having some live sessions through this break, because we'll wrap up the Mercado. We didn't think we would have to. We actually joked about it today, saying there's not going to be anything to recap or whatnot.
Nope.
We will have a live show. We will celebrate Vlahovic. I think it's at this point it has to. It's never been like this entire time with all the rumors, and today with the sporting director from Fiorentina, everybody, they're literally saying, here is Vlahovic.
It is.
Come and take him. And Juve, get it done. Make it happen.
Yep.
Will it fix everything? No.
Yes.
Is it a massive step in the right direction? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I still, and we'll save that for the live. Okay. First, let's wrap up the player. Then we'll talk about, does it solve all the issues? But Juventini, after a dull match against Milan, a draw that left us pretty bummed. Massive uplift today. Drop all your thoughts, all your comments on this Wild Monday here on this video. We love hearing from each and every one of you. If you're new to the channel, again, like the video, okay? Subscribe to the channel and stay tuned. We're going to have some more live sessions, and thank you all for the support. Vlahovic, get ready. Come on, Turin's calling. Let's go. Let's go. Fino alla fine. Forza Juventus. Ciao.